Hello friends, and happy Monday to you. I just got back from a few days in Las Vegas. It was a combination of relax and don't work and work. I actually took the Nikon P1000, which I am currently borrowing. I'm also currently filming with it in case things look different to you. So I took it to Las Vegas. I do have a behind the scenes look at what Raymond and I did while we were in Vegas in this week's Member Monday. I will put a link to that down below in case you are interested. Members, make sure you go there. And then also, if you're interested in becoming a member or learning more about what it is, there is a join button down below or a link in the description that will tell you all about how to become a member and see stuff like Member Mondays and such. Anyway, one of the things that I did in Las Vegas was go to a art gallery. It was the one in the Bellagio. It's always there. They've always got something really cool at this exhibition or at this gallery space. And every time I've been there, you've been allowed to take photos inside, which is so cool because you just can't always do that with exhibitions. So this one was a couple pieces from an artist that I particularly enjoy, Yayoi Kusama. I'm actually not even sure I'm saying that right. I did not study her in school as far as I can remember. So I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone say her name out loud. But anyway, one of the things that I said I wanted to do this year on my channel was to talk a little bit more about art and how art might influence my work or fit into my my inspirational flow, if you will. And also to introduce you all to some of these ideas of artists that I think some of that stuff, some of the ideas of art and artists get lost in modern day photography. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it and how like I said, I incorporate some of these ideas that I feel inspired by in my own photography. So I bought the book, which I would love to open for you, but I need scissors. I can't get through the plastic. I just tried to open it before I started filming. I can't get to it and I'm all tethered to my audio. Anyway, so Yayoi Kusama. She is an interesting character. She loves polka dots. She kind of marches to the beat of her own drummer, as a great many artists do. But one of my favorite things that she does, and she does this over and over again in different iterations and different forms, is these infinity mirrored rooms. I'm not even sure I'm saying that right in the right order. Infinity mirrors, I guess is what, yeah, infinity mirrored room. Yeah, good. I did it right. So I was first introduced to her at the Phoenix Art Museum because one of her pieces is there. It's called, I think it's called Fireflies, something, something, something. This one is called Infinity Mirrored Room, Aftermath and Obliteration of Eternity. Interesting. And these mirrored rooms are just that. They're mirrored rooms, mirrors all the way around. And I think even on the ceiling and at least partially on the floor, I think. And then there are lights dangling around. So it ends up feeling like you're kind of in space. You could be floating in space. Because of all the mirrors and because of how dark it is in there, even though there's these lights, it's completely dark otherwise. Everything feels kind of topsy-turvy. You know, it's which way's up, which way's down. When I step, is there solid ground there? You know, it's all very, challenges. It challenges you. It challenges me, at least, when I go into one of these rooms. The installation at the Phoenix Art Museum, you actually walk through this room. You are in this complete darkness. Even though there are these lights, it is completely dark in there, and you don't know where the walls are because they're mirrored, and everything just looks infinite, right? And every time I am so scared to go in there. I'm telling you, every time I go to that museum, which is a lot, I pass by that room and I think, am I going to go in today? Because I can't always go in. Sometimes I'm too scared. So these rooms really push your boundaries, or they push my boundaries, I should say. I shouldn't speak for everybody out there, but that is kind of the intention of these rooms for her, is to push your boundaries, at least intellectually, with the idea of infinity and the real world. And yeah, it's really interesting. A lot of her work has to do with mirrors and is in some way participatory. So you participate in some way, and it may not be that you're walking through a room or you're touching anything or doing anything in particular, but you see yourself in these mirrored walls, or in these, the other piece of her work that was actually at the Bellagio was, what is it called? It's called Narcissus Garden. And it's just these mirrored spheres that are arranged on the ground, and you can see yourself in them. So you are forced to participate because you can see yourself in them. And it's kind of the same thing with these mirrored rooms, where you can kind of see yourself in the mirrors, but then you kind of can't because your focus shifts because of all these lights. And anyway, it's really interesting. And for me, what I took away from this particular outing to see her work was a sense of awe. So, I went into this room, and not only was I pushing my own boundaries of just walking into a room by myself, being closed into it and not knowing where I can stand. I mean, they say you go in and you stand on the platform, but well, what does that mean? Then because you do go up to go into the room. Does it mean that if I step off the platform, I'm going to fall down? Where is the platform? So it was definitely pushing my own scared boundaries, but also, just seeing everything and being awed by it. It really felt similar to when I go outside and I'm in nature and I'm pushing my physical boundaries and my mental boundaries and seeing things that might feel like they go on forever, whether that be a mountain range or a cloudscape or any kind of landscape. So I think something that I am going to be trying to do in the next, months is to remember that how I felt in that room. And when I go into the room that's in the Phoenix Art Museum, that sense of awe, that sense of pushing boundaries and making your viewer question boundaries. And yeah, I guess that's kind of where I am with that. I'm sure I will come up with some more concrete ways to apply kind of what I learned and what I felt about that art in my own work, but that's where I am right now. So I hope that was at least moderately interesting to you, learning about how I see art and how I see bringing art into other people's art into my own art without, copycatting them. That's not what I'm looking to do. I'm not looking to just recreate a mirrored room. Although what's funny is I've done photo shoots with string lights hanging around where it was kind of a similar feel in the finished product of the photos. But yeah, anyway, that's interesting. I might try to do something portraity in the same vein as these mirrored rooms, or I might try to incorporate it into my nature photography. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll definitely keep you all updated. But what do you all think? What do you all think about art and finding inspiration in other people's art, let me know down in the comments below. And thanks everybody for watching. Members, make sure you watch Member Monday this week. There's a link down below. And that's it, everybody. I will be back later this week with some more good stuff. Raymond actually is going to be sharing a review of the GoPro Hero 7 Black, and I have some other new stuff coming up later this week too. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching.